To add alphabets to the memory to spell out a word or a date, we have two styles to pick from, the simple block and the open block. Start by opening up the memory. You'll notice the 30 spaces means I have an empty memory to start with. Touch the A to bring up the alphabet. It'll bring up the simple block first. If I touch it again, we'll get the open block. Now I'm going to go back to the first one and I'm going to arrow forward. You're going to notice that you'll run through all the letters, A through Z, but after Z, I want you to see what comes next. You will get into the European symbols, but keep going and you'll get into the numbers. 1, 2, 3, and right after the last number, there's a 9, there's a 0, and the next one is a space. It looks like an underscore. Just go ahead and keep going. There's other punctuation from a period, apostrophe, and so forth that you can add to your alphabets. And then you get back to the beginning of ABC. So if we want to go ahead and put in the word Bernina, go to the B and touch Mem, Enter. Go to the E, Mem, Enter. Hold your finger on it, it'll run to the R, Mem, Enter. Back to the N, Mem, Enter. I, Mem, Enter. N, Enter. And I'm going to cheat, I'm going to touch A, but I'll touch it 2 times. Get from open block back to regular and Mem, Enter. Quick way. Okay, so if I start sewing, it'll start to stitch, and it'll stitch a row of Bernina, which I don't want. I just want it stitched 1 time. So while I'm sewing, I can engage the pattern end 1 time. You're seeing the letters scroll through on the screen, so at any given time, I know approximately where I am. And just keep your foot on the foot control until it stops for you. And there we have the word Bernina. If you want to do something a little bit different, we can go ahead and you have all capital letters on here, but here's a little trick. If you want to have letters that look lowercase, now they'll still be capitals, but they'll be shorter. You'll notice we'll keep the B at the tallest size, which is 5.5 millimeters. But if I go to the E and reduce the stitch width down to, let's say, 3.5, and then keep going, take the R down to 3.5, width to 3.5, go to the N, each letter, and reduce the width. Then it will, there's the N. So it's nice, you can always see which one you've changed as you go to it. Okay, so that means each of the letters are 3.5, and the B is bigger. Okay, once again, I'll just sew out one more and show you what we have here. It's got pattern in still on, so it will stop at the end for me. This is one thing people usually don't show you, but you can go in and alter any of the stitches or decorative stitches to any size prior to putting them into memory. See the difference? So it looks like lowercase, even though they are still capitals. Notice that I kind of went a little bit crooked. I do find I need to always draw a line or have my foot follow along the edge of the fabric or put a seam guide on here. Otherwise, my letters will kind of tilt one direction or the other. So just a little hint. Again, if I want to keep that into memory, and for a later use, just close the memory down by touching the middle Mem button. And it'll take you back to your last stitch. And when you go back in it, you can see what you have by scrolling through it. And it'll remember it forever.